What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Shakur Stevenson in the news, man. And it seems like he's having a hard time. He's having one of the moments where apparently, man, the man just can't get a fight with anybody that he really wants, right? He's been doing multiple call outs or whatnot, and it's just not going it's not going how Shakur planned. I'm more than sure it's not. So as you guys can see, Shakur tagged, he tweeted Vasily Lomachenko by stating, man, at Vasily Lomachenko, I used to have a lot of respect for you, but you just as scary as everyone else I see. You rather retire than get in the ring with me. And then he also tweeted Aegis Clemens or whatnot, or Clemens, whatever his name is. He said, there's no better option on the table for him. Tell your fighter to drop his nuts and get in the ring with me. And then he put the duck emoji because he's saying Vasily Lomachenko was ducking him. Now, I do know that Vasily Lomachenko was talking about was wanting to get a rematch with Devin Haney. It looks like Devin Haney is in the route to fight Regis Prograis, but we don't. Nothing has been solidified yet. Seeing how they're still searching for a venue or whatnot, I don't think that that Lomachenko is going to get that rematch, or at least not right away. The WBC at 135 just recently said that they were going to go ahead and take the belt from Devin Haney, and which would then make the number one and number two contender fight for that vacant title. However, I could have sworn Lomachenko was number two. I don't see what would be the holdup between making a fight with him and Shakur. But however, let's talk about it for a second. So now, you got to think about it, man. And this is where I ask all the fans to take off the sports side of boxing, and I want you to look at the business side, all right? Shakur's best move was to probably take that 25%, though it was a low amount. It was still, from according to Devin Haney or Team Haney, it was still more than what he received in his last 3 fights. Okay. But the reason why I say that is because Shakur has now put himself in a situation to where he can't seem to get a fight. And at the end of the day, Devin Haney did hold all the titles or whatnot. But the fact that he didn't want to take the 25%, and y'all excuse the back. If y'all hear any snoring in the background, that's my two French bullies or whatnot. They're chilling with me for right now. But anyways, he's now put himself in a situation where, Shakur has a style that many people don't want to get in there with. Why? Because his style is very hard. It's hard to work with, and it can make any other style just look sloppy. It makes you look like you're not as good as what you really are. Shakur just has that style. And to further add injury to insult, Shakur doesn't really have the following that would warrant people to just really want to get in there with him. So it's more so because Shakur doesn't have a belt. You guys have to understand something. When you have a fighter that's slick, that has a high ring IQ as Shakur, who doesn't just come in there to get hit like an Oscar Valdez. No disrespect to Valdez, but his last fight, you have a fighter like that that's very skilled, but doesn't have the following, that then makes him a high risk, low reward type of fighter. And what makes matters even worse is Shakur does not even have a belt. So that makes it even more, it makes it more hard for it makes it harder for a promoter to make his fighter face Shakur. Now, again, I don't know what's going on with the WBC. I will do my research on that, but from what I've seen just in recent history, Shakur has went at Eastside Cruz. He approached George Kambosos. He's talked about, obviously, Vasily Lomachenko. He's turned down the opportunity with Devin Haney because of the money. So it's like it's really looking kind of hard for Shakur out here, man, because again, if Shakur had the following of a Tank Davis, then Shakur would be able to make the shots. You know, he'd be able to call the shots or whatnot. But the thing about it is Shakur does not have that type of following where he doesn't have that type of following where people are just eager to get in there with him, but due to maybe him being such a star, him having a belt, or him at least having the money behind him, like guys like Tank, people will fight Tank because they know that the money is gonna come behind it. Even though Tank doesn't even have a legitimate title at 135, because Tank Davis has money behind him, people are gonna come and they're gonna want to fight. They're gonna want to fight Tank because it's a reward out. You know, Devin Haney, well, he at one particular time held all the titles at 135, right? So it was a reward behind fighting Devin Haney because he has all the belts, right? He has all the titles. Well, Shakur, he doesn't. So, I mean, that I kind of like going back to what I was saying, I kind of feel like that's why Shakur should have went ahead and took that opportunity. Granted, a lot of people might feel like, well, hey, that's not fair. Why does he get just 25%? Bro, at the end of the day, listen, Devin, that's just maybe the price that he has to pay in order to become undisputed. Like I do, like that's why I'm not really upset at Devin Haney for that opportunity, because it's like I've always stated, I like fighters that go to collect belts more so than like in Shakur Stevenson's situation. It's like, bro, all you have to do is beat one fighter and you'll become undisputed. You now have added on to your already great legacy by becoming undisputed with just one fight. So it's like I kind of feel where Devin Haney is coming from. Like, bro, dog, I got you. Basically, in Devin Haney's situation, I have everything to lose, nothing to gain by this, other than the fact that yes, I beat Shakur Stevenson. But as far as money, you don't bring money to the table, right? And it's not me hating on Shakur. I'm just, again, this is just how my channel is. I call it down how I see it. You don't bring a significant amount, not no money that like Tank Davis or anything will bring, right? You don't bring any titles. Yes, you have won titles in 2 other separate weight classes, 130 and 126. Okay, and that's great. But guess what? You're at a whole another weight class that has nothing to do with this. Okay, so you don't bring any titles. You don't bring money. Like, I'm bringing everything into this situation. Now, I'm not saying Devin Haney brings because Devin Haney doesn't have like this top-notch fan base that Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis has as well. But at the end of the day, he's still bringing the belts in this situation. So I can understand where Devin Haney is coming from. I'm just being honest. I can understand that. But Shakur is gonna have to I don't know. I mean, I think Jermaine Ortiz said that he was willing to fight Shakur. So, maybe there's that. That's a good fight too. That's a good fight. That's actually a really good fight. Jermaine Ortiz gave Lomachenko some good work. So I think that's a good opportunity for Shakur. But I think Isak is more so on the path of getting a rematch with Tank Davis, even though Steven Espinosa said that they haven't really been in talks with as far as an opponent. They're looking more so to set a date with Tank Davis, possibly December or early next year or whatever. But it's I just feel like this, bro. Like they listen, it is what it is. Shakur is just gonna have to take, at this point, almost take what he can get. But all roads actually leads to Devin Haney. Well, again, but let me do my research on the WBC. I mean, personally, I would love to see Shakur versus Vasily Lomachenko. I haven't heard anything about Lomachenko retiring. I know that's what Shakur was saying in his tweet, but I haven't heard anything about Lomachenko retiring or anything like that. So I don't know where that's coming from. But I do feel like that's a great fight, and I would love to see that fight. And I feel like if Lomachenko really wants a rematch with Devin Haney, then that's the route that he needs to go. I mean, you get the WBC belt, if Devin Haney comes down, which I doubt. I'm not gonna lie, I doubt that Devin Haney comes back down to 135. But if he does, you got that belt right there. But I don't see why that fight wouldn't be made or whatever. So, man, it's something that needs to happen. maybe Shakur and Navarrete could get a fight going, you know. They were just, you know, talking about maybe at a catchweight. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think. Who would you like to see Shakur fight next? Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?